All right, we got Spyderco Street Buoys designed by Fred Perrin. Blade length 5 inches on these. These are old and new. The satin finish is the older model, which was discontinued some time ago. I actually had to buy that one on eBay a few years back. And this is the new 2013 re-released Street Bowie, right, with the ceramic, black ceramic coating on the blade. Now these were designed by Fred Perrin. Fred Perrin is a retired French commando. He was also a tournament winner, a martial arts fighter. He is now older and a knife designer. I've seen videos with him. He's a very intimidating dude. I mean, he definitely looks like he would parachute out of an airplane and freaking, you know the drill. But basically, he's qualified to design this, which he basically designed as a weapon. Remember, in France, they're not allowed to carry handguns, and I can kind of see what Fred Perrin was thinking when he designed this. The blade steel on these VG10, 5 inches in blade length. As you can see, clip point buoy tip design, obviously full flat ground. The actual edge length is 4.75 inches. All right, here's a close-up of that black coated blade, and you can see the ornamental, reminiscent of the Spyderco opening hole. All right, the older model does not have the hole. And as you can see from this design, this was designed by a commando to help civilians exterminate threats, and such a thin slicer. You can see how pointed it is as well. Got jimping from here all the way down to here. Nice. And you see this very exaggerated finger groove or finger choil there. Obviously he was thinking, he wants you to have a very secure grip. And the jimping here is for the coup de grace. Oh yeah, I spoke French. Alright, and here's the older model with the satin finish. I have to say I do prefer the satin finish a little, but I understand, he wants, this is the stealthy, modern tactical version. Although I think this would be more intimidating, so sometimes that can be a factor. But, they're both great blades. As I said, the older version does not have the ornamental Spyderco hole. And, the jimping is black there. But overall, it's pretty much the same blade. Now you see the handle on this. This part is FRN, and then this is basically a semi-soft Kraton insert, which actually gives a very nice grip. Lanyard hole there. And you see the palm swells in that direction, nice. Overall, it's a very functional handle. It does give you a good grip. Alright, and while we're talking about knives that were designed by badass French people, check out the Bastinelli Creations Raptor in the middle. And you can see, these are all designed basically as hand-to-hand weapons, and I think you can see similar ideas of slashing, slicing, piercing, as well as similar ideas of giving you an exaggerated finger choil for a good grip on the handles. Makes sense. And here are the sheaths for the Street Bowie. Alright, now I actually confused these last time, so I had to re-edit this video. Now you would think that the newer sheath, which should be the improved sheath, would be the smaller one, right? But actually the newer sheath is the larger sheath. Alright, and the older sheath, it had this structure here, which I like, and the newer sheath, it has this. Alright, you see that there? There's that in its place. It does have a drainage hole, right, which the old one doesn't have, so at least that's an improvement. Now the sheath locks the knife in via that collar there, alright? And does it hold it in? It does, and as you can't hear anything because it holds it in silently. Alright, so it does function very well. The ergonomics are good because it gives you this part to push off with, right, to deploy. Alright, so deployment is fast and easy. And I just want to point out how extremely easy to carry these blades are. This fixed blade actually weighs less than 4 ounces. I mean, you hear about, oh, 4 ounces is good for a folder. Well, this is a 5-inch long bladed fixed blade, and it's less than 4 ounces. Right, so, and obviously that was completely intentional. He wanted something that a civilian could actually feasibly, have on their person, maybe as backup to your firearm. Now, I have to say, the price on this, it's a very reasonable price, about $85. I looked it up, and when these were first in production, the original version, the price was significantly higher, and once they were discontinued, the price shot up even higher. And I would assume that once this is discontinued, same exact thing is probably going to happen if you can find one. So, it's definitely, I consider it a bargain. As far as, do these knives accomplish, Fred Perrin's dream of making things that can face the ultimate threat and eliminate it? I think you can tell. I mean, I think you can see this would be effective in that role, and hopefully you don't need that. But if you do need that, or if you just, collect high-quality, mid-sized fixed blades, I mean, it has other uses too. I mean, I could see, you could definitely just use it as a food prep camp knife and utility knife if you wanted to. And the initial sharpness, razor sharp. I like these blades quite a bit, so, do I recommend them? I do. I mean, it's just yet another good job by both Fred Perrin and Spyderco.